Welcome to Daytime Auto. I've been having a great conversation with our first guest off camera here, and we're going to let you listen in on the conversation because as we have our aging population, more and more people want to stay in their home. And how do they do that? Well, they do that by making it more accessible. And my next guest is the president of BuildAble. I am joined by Sean MacGinnis. Sean, welcome. Great to have you here.
Thanks so much for having me, Derek. Appreciate it.
Sean, let's first of all talk about the inspiration behind this business, a little bit of the history behind it.
So BuildAble has been in operation since December of 2013. So we've been running now for 9 years proud. The inspiration really came from, it started out with simple home modifications that we were doing, and that may have been something as simple as installing a stair lift or installing a couple grab bars for somebody. And we really realized the impact that had on somebody's life.
Right.
And that sometimes it wasn't just about those accessible features that are making their life improved. It might just be having more access to their home and enjoying life more in general, just by having that feeling of safety and being able to use their house the way that they hoped to or had used to use it. So
yeah, and you mentioned that stair lift, Sean, and I think that's the sort of thing that comes to mind first, right? And then we probably think of the bathroom and the bars and things like that. What are some of the things that you've implemented that perhaps aren't on top of mind?
So the first thing we usually think is there's no point in doing any work in someone's house if you can't get into the house safely or out of the house safely. So that's usually the first place we'll look is what we're doing. So if somebody can't use those front stairs or go out in the wintertime at all because there's ice or something like that on the stairs, that's the first thing we're going to look at. That's usually the first, something that doesn't always come to mind.
Right.
And then it would just be day-to-day things like a kitchen, being able to use their kitchen like they used to, be able to cook independently and be able to host comfortably for somebody if they are having guests over.
You've got some before and afters we can share here. So let's bring some of those up so people can see the type of work that you do. So we'll get one of the befores up. You can see it over here on the screen. Let us know what are we looking at here.
So this is what was a bedroom that has been converted into a bathroom for somebody that needed the little bit of extra accessibility, give them a lot more space to be able to maneuver around. This is not somebody that's using a wheelchair. This is somebody that just has some mobility impairments. So we built them a nice shower, as you can see, has zero threshold to get in and out, so nothing to step over. And then they still have a soaker tub for other people in that room. So there's not every single thing needs to be or has to be accessible. It's truly tailored to who's using it. So this, in that case, is something that we've done here.
Yeah, and Sean, I guess the benefit of doing it from scratch is you have that larger space, right? A bedroom to be able to work with something like that is certainly convenient. Are you seeing that more and more when people wanting to stay in? Right, the kids have moved out, let's say, and this older generation wants to stay put. Are we seeing more conversions like that?
We certainly have. The pandemic definitely, I think, probably even expedited that a little bit more, just where you see sort of the state of long-term care homes or retirement homes where it's been either difficult to visit a loved one, or if you're moving in, there's a lot more uncertainty around it. So we are seeing people modify their home a lot more for the long term, or families that are doing it for relatives to be able to come in with them.
We got another example for everybody at home. So let's bring up another before picture. You can tell us what we're seeing here on this one.
So this is something that's typical in most bathrooms. An oversized soaker tub, almost impossible to navigate, with a toilet right up against it, basically making it next to impossible to use.
Who designed this thing? Whose toilet is that close to the tub? My goodness.
90% of homes we go into. So yeah. Wow. So we had the great fortune to be able to modify this space, open it right up for somebody.
Wow, this is beautiful.
Yeah, thank you very much. We flattened everything out, got rid of the bathtub, and moved the toilet basically across the room, so there's a lot more space for them to maneuver. This bathroom specifically was for somebody that, again, wasn't necessarily using a mobility device now, but in the future will be. So.
Yeah, and you know what? What I love too is sort of the modern design elements that you're using. You and I were speaking off camera, and I was saying, oftentimes when we think of it, we get this idea of the hospital bathroom, and you guys obviously are doing it. I mean, you've got a great design team, right?
Yeah, thank you very much, and we really do try to strive to make the space basically what you're most comfortable with. So if you've got a beautiful home, the last thing we want to do is make it look clinical or institutional. Right. Yeah. We can match the space to look and match the decor of your home.
Well, you brought some stuff along with you here today. Tell me what you got here in front of us.
Thanks. These are new products by a great company who's actually based out of Ottawa called Healthcraft. This is what's their new line called the Plus line. So these are sort of everyday, ordinary items that can be double as a grab bar. So what I have here is a towel bar, shampoo shelf, and various other corner shelves or hand towel shelf. These come in a variety of finishes and colors. And the big difference with these ones versus some of the other lines is we can use them on our retrofit. So if we don't have the opportunity to have that wooden backing for somebody, we can use this in their regular, we can drill through the wall tile and still get a good strong support out of these. And they still hold up to 500 pounds when they're installed correctly.
I was going to ask you about that. Installation, very critical, right? And things like that. I mean, you're literally holding people up, right? With things like this. I guess that's one of the reasons why you go see a professional like yourselves instead of trying to do a DIY kind of thing at home, right?
Absolutely. That is the number one thing that I would recommend is if you're having something like this installed, it's having somebody that knows what they're doing. They're going to use the right anchors. They're going to make sure that there's the right support behind the bars to be able to do it, because there is absolutely no point, and in fact, it'd be a false sense of security if it wasn't installed properly.
Have you come across those kind of situations where you're in a homes on homes type of thing and walk in and go, oh my God, what have these people done?
We've got a little bit of a wall of shame going at work for some of the things that we've seen. Yeah, including just grab bars ripped out of the wall. So
let's talk about the levels of service, because you do offer some different levels of service. Describe them for me.
So we have taken an approach that we try to make sure that we can help and serve anybody, regardless of their financial situation or time constraints.
Okay.
So we sort of have 3 levels of service that we try to work within. One of them is called our rapid access, which is this is somebody that needs something tomorrow morning. Okay. Essentially, we try our best to get there within 48 hours of their contact of us, and they will be sort of prefabricated, economically priced products that can be installed usually in less than a day. So it would be high impact items like a tub cut or some grab bars or maybe some threshold ramps, just be able to get somebody home and make sure they're safe while they're using their bathroom.
And another level?
Next level would be what we call like a shower conversion. Okay. So that's sort of the biggest thing that people sort of find that needs to be done is eliminating the bathtub, and it might just be we would install a step-in shower, so somebody who's just sort of at the beginning of their mobility troubles or just isn't using a mobility device. Gotcha. So we can convert a bathtub enclosure. We would leave the rest of the bathroom as it was and convert that bathtub enclosure into a shower within 48 hours.
I just got 40 seconds left very quickly. Sure. The third level.
The third level would be renovations, and essentially we can modify anywhere else in your home to match your mobility needs.
Yeah, as we saw with that bedroom going to bathroom, you can move the plumbing, you can move the electrical if necessary, that sort of thing. Where do people find you if they want to get in touch with you, Sean?
They can find us on our website, which is buildable.ca, or you can give us a call, 402-5613.
Excellent. Sean, congratulations on all your success so far. Really appreciate you spending time with us here today.
Thanks so much for having me on, Derek.
Again, we're seeing more and more people. I was saying to Sean, I have family members as well that have mobility issues, and you want to stay in home longer, and this is a great way to do it. So again, visit their website for more information. We'll be back with more right here on Daytime Ottawa.